Yes, it's officially 11:30 now. All right. So hello, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Yoga. I hope you're interested and excited for this. It's not going to be overly taxing. I think we all need a little bit of stretching and relaxation. So a lot of opening the chest, stretching the legs, and just a little decompression from maybe some of the stuff that we've been going through the last few weeks. So let's do that. For today's practice, it would be awesome if you had a yoga mat, just for the tacky quality. I went over that in my live, in my primer the other day. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. You don't really need a towel. Anything where you feel like you can really grab the floor is going to be beneficial. So, all right, so that's what I want you to have. Also, a large cushion. So couch cushions absolutely work for this. I'm talking about like the end ones, not the actual cushion piece. So we were going to get started with those. You can just keep the big cushion off to the side. If you know that you're a little on the inflexible side, like you have a hard time stretching your hamstrings, things like that, you may be happy today if you get a belt or just a long towel like you sometimes use with Paul and just kind of wrap around for your workout, like the one that you use for your workouts. Just grab one of those. All right, so let's take 15, 20 seconds for you to go and get whatever equipment you need. And I'm going to sit right here and wait for you to come back. Okay. So hopefully you have some things with you. I'm going to crack my back because I do. All right. So we are going to start with a nice seated breath. So I would like you to start in a position where you can sit comfortably with a tall spine. If you find that sitting on the floor, usually we do this with a yoga block so it lifts your hips a bit. But if you don't have one, you can even sit on the edge of your couch. Anything where you feel like you're upright. All right. So find that position. All right. So once you find that position and you feel like you're not rocking back into your pelvis, sit nice and upright, thinking about the bowl of your pelvis being perfectly upright, so no sloshing. And then grow your spine long out of the top of it, all the way up to the crown of the head, so your chin is just so very slightly tucked. There's almost a nice lifting quality where you feel just a little bit of space between each of your vertebrae start to come in. Every time you breathe, you just create a little bit more vertical space. Keep your eyes closed or just very, very soft. Now, in future practices, if you feel like this beginning is just a little too slow and you feel fidgety, go ahead and take a second to kind of stretch your arms, flap out your wrists, whatever you need to kind of shake off that nervous energy that you might be bringing to your mat. And then once you can, start to bring all of your attention inward. Now, the reason that we do this is several-fold. I'll only go over a couple. One, bringing attention to your breath helps calm your central nervous system. So breathe through your belly. Think about widening. And then as you exhale, draw your belly button back into your spine, taking more control, more active control of your own breath. Inhale wide. Exhale, drawing belly button to spine, moving all of that out of you. Good. So now as you're breathing, start to find where your intentions, where the rest of your awareness is. So did you leave some of your awareness in the kitchen or in the bedroom, bathroom, hallway? Those things that you were doing before class today, maybe your office. On your next inhale, bring all of those awarenesses back. Bring them here onto this mat, into this moment. Good. Next inhale, pull another one in. Awesome. Until the entire being of you is right here. Breathe into that. And then exhale, connect it all towards your center, all towards your middle. Nice deep breath. Good. So as we breathe going forward, we're going to follow a 4-count inhale and then a 6-count exhale. I'll count it out for you, so don't start yet. And then there's going to be a pause where you just want to feel that space. All right. So let's do that all together. So I want you to exhale everything out. Squeeze your belly button back. Exhale everything out of your lungs. And then inhale with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold that. Nice. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Feel that infinite space. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Good. Let the next breath be at your own pace. Let it be your own. The other purpose of starting with a seated breath like this is to create that connection and tension for our practice. So as we move today and go through all of these poses, I want you to think about your breath being the connecting point. So you inhale into certain poses, let them fill you, let them lift you. And as you exhale, feel the tension, feel you sink down into the earth. Your foundation is strong. So that's what we're setting by bringing this intention to our breath. Nice. All right, so you can let your eyes open up. I know I said you don't have to see me, but you can let your eyes open if you want. All right, so hands down by your sides. Inhale, nice and tall, both arms up overhead. Exhale, turn to your right, right? So it's going to be the opposite. So go to the right. Bring your right hand down behind you, left hand to the outside of your right knee, and that helps create a little bit of a twist through your torso. All right, so take an inhale and get nice and tall here through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, twist just a little bit deeper into that twist, gentle because we're still warming up. Good. Next, inhale brings both arms and your torso back to center. And then exhale, twist to the other direction. So now my left hand is behind me, right hand to the outside of my left knee. Twist and look over your left shoulder if your neck is okay with that. Never cram on your neck. So inhale for lengthening and tall. Exhale, twist and get a little bit deeper, belly button to spine. We're going to do one more on each side. Inhale up to center. And then exhale it out and twist over. Now, if you need a little bit more calming today, whenever you exhale, you can make a little bit of a sound with it, like a, and that'll help relax you a little bit deeper. Good. Inhale back to center. Arms up, exhale long, switch over to the left. Inhale length, exhale twist. Good. Come back to center, hands to your knees. We're going to open up our shoulders and our chest and our spine just a little bit. So now as you inhale, place your hands on the tips of your knees so you have a little bit of a grip. And as you inhale, I want you to pull your shoulder heads back, opening and lifting your chest, drawing your shoulder blades together. You might even look up just gently to inhale in through your throat and heart space. And then as you exhale, tuck your ribs back, round your shoulders. Allow that bowl of your pelvis to rock backwards and really get your whole spine involved. And then inhale, rock your pelvis forward, shoulder heads back. Open it up, look up, breathe in. And exhale, right back out. So squeeze it all out. Belly button is active. Good. Inhale one more time. Inhale up. And exhale. Sink it back, squeeze it all out. Good. All right. Come on back up. Roll your shoulders a few times. Okay. So now take your right hand, lift it up overhead and place it right behind your neck between your shoulder blades. Now I know you may not be able to get your hand there, so it might be behind your head, at your neck, or maybe even just here, but you want to try to tuck that elbow up nice and high. All right. Other hand comes up. And go ahead, nice little stretch, lifting 2 parallel lines of your rib cage. Okay. Inhale in, and then very gently reach in the opposite direction of that bent elbow. So I'm leaning over to the left, keeping my hip bones glued to the floor, lengthening from elbow to right hip bone. Take one more inhale. And exhale, come back to center, undo your arms, and then switch. So now left hand behind shoulder blade, right hand up and over. And each shoulder is going to be a little bit different, right? And that's okay. Inhale tall, and then ground down through my left hip bone, lifting through my left elbow, lengthening through that space. Whenever I do this, I like to breathe right through here. I always feel like that space needs a little extra. And exhale, back up, nice and even. Undo your arms. Again, roll your shoulders. Now, a lot of this today, if it gets into your neck, roll your shoulders whenever you need to, right? Like I said in the primer, this is your practice, so take care of yourself while you go through this. All right, we're going to roll up into a tabletop position. We all know that one, okay? So tabletop position, crease of the wrist directly under shoulder, knee directly under hip, okay, for a nice tall position. And then just one round of cat-cow. So first, I want you to inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, press through the floor, and look up. And see if there's any tension in your spine anywhere. As you find an exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, again push down through the floor, but now you widen your shoulder blades and allow the back of your neck to get long. Good. Find any tension here. All right, one more round. So inhale, belly button down, tailbone up, chin up. And you can always move into these however you feel the need to express. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone, round up. Exhale everything out. And then release. Good. So now we have an idea as to where our neutral spine is going to be. So I'm not arching and I'm not rounding. Nice and neutral. But keep that tension down on your hands. And whenever we press down into our hands in yoga, you want to use the entirety of your hand. So if you feel tension in your palm of your hand and your wrist, it's really killing you, move your hands slightly further away and then give a little bit of finger tension, all right, to protect your wrists. You want happy wrists here. All right, so rotation. Place your left hand on the mat. I'm going to take my right hand, reach underneath behind that forearm, keeping my elbows straight. So I'm not going to allow it to bend at all. Take an inhale here. Feel the widening across your back. And then push down to my left palm to reach me all the way open as much as I can twist, which isn't very much as you can see. Inhale up and then exhale back down. Okay. So we're going to go 4 on each side. Inhale here. And then exhale, press down, inhale up. Nice twist. And then exhale back. Inhale, get a little bit deeper of a twist. And then press down, inhale up. And now if your arm doesn't go there, just place your hand on your shoulder and open up your chest. It's important to get this through your spine rather than just winging your shoulder back. All right. Last one, reach it under. Inhale. Exhale, press it down, open it up. Good. All right, so left hand, shake out that elbow if it needs it. Place your right hand underneath your shoulder, other side. So reaching left hand underneath, reach it. Straight elbow, stretch, inhale. And exhale, press down, lift it up. As your breath finds you in an inhale, that's when you twist back to the next one. So if I'm chatting, you can keep moving because you're so connected with your breath. All right. Opening up. Press down, lift up. Allow your breath to inhale and follow you. Good. On that last one, you can start to rest your hands, shake out your wrists, and then we'll find everybody back here for a moment. Okay. Once we all get back here, neutral spine, draw that tension into your belly so you're staying strong without letting your back arch. So staying neutral in your spine. Inhale your right hand off the ground and your left leg and reach them out in opposite directions. If this is very difficult, you can put your back foot down on the ground for a little bit of a kickstand. You can also reach out to the side if your shoulder and neck doesn't love this. Okay? So inhale, stay strong here. And then exhale back down. All right, so we're getting that feeling of core to extremity. So solid in the middle, core. Inhale, left hand, right leg, and extend into those extremities. And if you feel like you can hold here but not move, you start to tilt, freeze right here. Hold this. Make your movement count. Good, one more breath in. Keep reaching through your hand, reaching through the back of your foot, and then exhale down. Good. Now I can sit back on my heels if you can too. Just roll out your wrists a little bit. Give them a second, right? Good. So as we're sitting here, I'm getting a stretch in the back of my feet. My toes are tucked under. If you can't, just untuck, all right? Or just stay upright. Roll your wrists wherever you're seated. Good. And then reach your hands out still in fists. Roll them to the center and then back out. Getting a nice elbow movement here. Waking up all the joints. And then one more. Roll it around. Reach it out. Good. All right. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more like we can do some movement, right? All right. So down dog position. Here's how I want you to find it. Crease of the wrist underneath your shoulders. Step forward an inch. Tuck your toes and find yourself in a plank. All right. So I'm in a plank position. Grab the ground with your fingertips. Push the front of the mat away like you don't like it. Push it away and let your hips hike up in the air. So that pushes more weight into my feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to get your hips up and to make your wrists comfortable. So you could be here. You could also be here. It's completely up to you. This is yours. Your shape. So holding this down dog position, try to create space for your neck. All right, I can shake no and shake yes. Hip bones are lifted to the ceiling on purpose. And then pedal out your ankles. So left heel, right heel, bend at the knees, straighten the opposite. Just pedal them out like you're waking up your calves. All right. So then come to stillness, hips lifted. And then I want you to bend at the knees, look forward, bring your right foot forward to the outside of your mat, and then drop your back knee down. So my right foot is forward. Okay? All right. So now I'm in a position where I can lift my hands and I don't feel like I'm going to lose my balance, which is always good. Untuck your back toe. Come up. We're going to find our pose here. So hands at the hips so you can feel that both hip bones are facing forward. All right? Facing forward. Now what I can do is start to slide both hips equally forward. I don't want to tilt and open up my hips, if that makes sense, right? I don't want to tilt. So both hips move forward. So that's going to elongate the hip on the left side, right? Good. So once you feel stable here, squeeze this leg. The muscle action here, both legs, is squeezing to my midline. So I'm not relaxing, I'm squeezing in and sliding forward. Now inhale your arms up by your ears. Whenever we reach, make that on purpose and active. So I'm reaching through my fingers like they can elongate up through my ceiling. Breathe through your belly, wide all the way around. Nice steady inhale. You got that? Good. All right, we're going to come out of this. I want you to push off your front foot, slowly exhale, bow down into this pose. And if you can, lift your front foot. So this knee may straighten. It may not. It's going to be a stretch in that hamstring either way. And if you can't get very far, just keep your hands on your hips to keep your balance. All right. You could also lean on the couch. It's there for you. So you have some balance. We're looking for a hamstring stretch here. And we're going to cycle through these two movements. So with purpose and intention, slowly start to inhale forward, making it graceful as you can. Inhale your arms up by your ears. And if you feel comfortable here, keep your glutes engaged to lift through the front of your body and elongate it so much that it feels a little bit like you're looking up and back. And then exhale, fold at the waist, push from your front foot, bow down over the top of it, maybe even tuck your chin to lengthen the back body. Take a nice inhale. Good. And as you inhale again, shift your weight forward. This is the last time. So inhale up nice and high, hips even. Strong legs squeezing to the midline. Foundation is always strong. Yeah? Good. And then slowly start to exhale. Push back. Place your hands on the ground, both of them, and swing that back leg back. Yes, it's probably going to get stuck on my mat a couple of times here, but that's okay. So now we're coming into a plank position. You have a couple of choices. This is going to be the most modified of the vinyasas for today. So knees to the floor. Hug your elbows in. So I'm rolling my elbows so that they point back towards my heels. Hug them in against my rib. Long neck. Slowly lower to the mat. Untuck your toes so that they're pressing down into the top of the mat. Hug your elbows in and use your muscles here like a pulley to pull down to lift your chest up. Nice long inhale. It's a little hard to hold and breathe here, but You can do it. Look down at the floor, neutral neck. And then as we exhale, I'm going to tuck my toes, press into a tabletop, and then lift into down dog. All right. So that's the modified version. It's also the most back friendly for transitioning. So I like to do that one. All right. So as we're transitioning here, bend at the knees, look forward. Left leg now comes to the front of the mat. Back knee down, untuck your back toes. Okay, good. All right, so squaring up my hips, make sure that they're facing forward. Slide them both forward, and then inhale my arms up nice and high. Actively reaching to my fingertips. I know you can't quite see it, but I'm not relaxed. Active. Awesome. Exhale, pull it back, push off of your front foot, and bow into it. Trying to lengthen through the left, so try not to shift too much over to one side. Lengthen the back of the leg with kindness. And then inhale forward, sweeping those arms up overhead. Glute strong, legs hugging the midline. You're going to hear me say that a lot, so get comfortable. And then exhale, slowly push it back, linking movement to breath. Exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, shift forward, sweep it up. Lengthening from the front of your pubis all the way up the front of your ribs, all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, press it back. Hold on to whatever you need to keep your balance. Good. And then slowly rock forward. Good. All right. So now both feet are going to come forward. So I'm pushing off to come to the front of my mat, staying at a bit of a folded position. And then I'm going to bend my knees super deeply and roll up one vertebrae at a time. So my legs lock in, start to roll up, stacking one vertebrae above the other, pulling up your pants. It's very important. All right. So now we're in a mountain pose here. So my feet are directly underneath my hip bones. Yes, there's a couple different ways, different yoga schools, but let's do this one. Feet underneath hips, feet engaged with the floor. So make sure you're not rocked out or doing anything creative. Feel the solidity of the ground below you. Draw the front of your knees up. Glutes tuck in and down. Tailbone is down. Good. Ribs knit in slightly. And then shoulders roll up. Shoulder blades together. Notice how my arms are going to pan out to the front. And then slide your shoulder blades down your back. Good. Now, just for a moment, challenge your balance by closing your eyes and feeling where you are in space. Do you feel like you shift to the left or shift to the right? Or are you fluid like water? Right now, I want you to breathe like the mountain. I know that sounds stupid. Work with me. You are solid and strong and connected to the ground. Your breath is the river in the mountain. Feel it flow through you. See, that makes sense. Inhale your arms up overhead for Urdhva Hastasana, upward prayer. So I'm touching my hands up overhead. I know you can't quite see, but I'm doing this overhead. And then exhale, arms out to the side, swan dive. So I'm pulling my butt back, keeping my back flat, folding at the hips all the way down. Everyone is going to be different. You might have a very bent knee, so that way you can allow your spine to pour out of your hips. Or you might be straighter legs if you're a little bit more flexible. Okay? I want this bend to come from your hips, not from your back. So if you're here, shape it up. Stand up a little bit more, get it flat. You might be here. All right? This is preferable. All right, so forward fold wherever you're at. And then inhale to a half lift. My fingertips slide up my shins. Collarbone widens, flat back, so I look like a bracket. And then exhale, place my hands on the floor, step back into plank. Now you can do the same version that we did last time. Lowering down to your knees. Hug your elbows in, slowly lower to the floor with control, nice long neck. Inhale into cobra by pressing down through your hands just a little bit, using more back muscle than hand to lift. And if you would like to try an up dog, my mat is going to slide. But what you do is you start to press down through the floor, but you have to keep your neck long. If you're here, come down a little bit, okay? And then exhale. Tuck up into tabletop and then come up into your down dog. If you're already here, cool. Lift your hip bones. Inner thighs pull to the wall behind you. Press the front of your mat away. Long neck. Inhale, push down through your right hand if you would like. This is a extra movement. Press through your right hand, lift your right leg. Bend at the knee, hug it in, rock forward, and flick that right leg to the front of your mat. I do like that flick. Back foot is going to come down at 45 degrees. Did you see what I did there? Not up. I tucked my heel in, dropped it down. So this is going to be my base for warrior one. Right? All right. So getting my stance here. You can go as wide as you need to with your feet so you feel like you have balance. Front knee is bent. I'm sunk into it. Now draw that right hip bone back. Allow the back leg to roll forward a bit. Now straighten it back out. Good. Inhaling my arms up overhead. Yep, active arms. Now again, I said, if that doesn't feel great for your shoulders, cactus arms is awesome. You might try it anyway. We're going to on the next round. So tuck those ribs in and reach up in whichever method is right for you. Now try to find your breath here. Find it steady. It's an isometric hold, like if we were holding plank. It's just that our plank looks like warrior one. So you want to tighten up your abdominals. Find a strong foundation. Hug the legs into the midline. Make this a very active pose first. And then allow certain things that aren't necessary to drift away. Looking for only the necessary tension to hold you here. Good. Now we're going to turn this into warrior two. So what I'm going to do is keep my legs where they are. Turn my torso. I'm going to twist this way so you can see what I'm doing here. Turn your torso to open up. Allow that back leg to open up. Watch out for this front leg. Don't allow it to cave in. Readjust. Spin it out to keep the knee over your heel. Okay? Then your arms can float up. Horizontal line, like we talked in primer. Active arms. Don't just allow them to sag. Good. Tuck your tailbone under. Drop your tailbone to the floor below you. So a nice long spine. Don't reach into it yet. Stay. Good. Now, like I said, you don't need a mirror. I want you to feel these movements the best that you can. Feel that lengthening from your spine. Okay. Peaceful warrior coming. So now you're going to take your back hand, put it on your back leg, keep yourself in this plane, and lift up to the ceiling with your right hand. All right. So top hand is reaching to the sky, like you could bring the sun down to you, or clouds, I suppose. All right. So we're looking up at our left hand, at our right hand. Inhale, strong back leg. Most of my weight is back on this leg, keeping me upright. Take a nice breath. Good. And then go ahead and exhale that hand down. We are now going to place your hands on your hips. I'm going to switch feet so I don't get confused. I don't goof you up on cues. So now I'm going to take my back foot and I'm going to bring it in halfway and way over to the edge of my mat. All right. So I'm still at 45 degrees. I'm just at a wide, short stance. Okay. Square both hips to the front of the mat. All right. Flat back like a forward fold. Keep both legs straight. That's the challenge. That's where I want you to be. Straight legs, engage the muscles onto the bone. Pull your hip bones back. You're going to feel yourself push into your feet. Push them away from each other. Pull your hip bones back. Stop wherever you have to stop to keep your back level. Okay? Long neck. Breathe here. If you need added challenge, reach your arms out in front of you. Hold this core to extremity. Okay? Breathing in. If you desperately need to, you can bend both knees as long as you're still maintaining a stretch in the legs. One more inhale. Good. And then exhale, fold forward, bend as much as you need to get your hands to the floor. We're coming into our vinyasa here, so coming into your plank. Now you can lower down if you would like. Let's try this one. keeping always a happy neck and shoulders. This is chin, chest, and knees. Yes, it feels funny. Yes, it looks funny. Do it. All right, so I'm going to lower down, knees, chest, chin. They all hit at the same time, and then snake it out to lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog, but I'm going to modify for cobra today. And then exhale, tuck your toes, tabletop, down dog. All right, lifting your hips, pressing back. I want this arm to rib cage angle to be 180. As best you can anyway. That's what you're striving for. Good. Now press down to your left hand, lift your left leg if you would like. Otherwise, just bring your left foot forward to the front of the mat without any added frills. Back foot down at 45 degrees. Press the mat away from each other. Use that as your strength to lift up into warrior one. Good. And you can always, for this warrior, scoot your front foot a little further away, sink into it a little bit lower. It's a little bit more challenging. So you get to really fine tune your practice. Good. Inhale in. That's it. Turning it into warrior two. Turning my torso, opening my back thigh. Okay. Watching out for this front knee, keeping it stacked, releasing my arms by my side. Look forward over that middle finger, long neck and shoulders. Okay. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Inhale. Nice and steady. Press in all directions. Lift your back arch just a little. Good. And then exhale, back hand to back thigh. Flip your front palm. Shift your weight to the back leg without letting the front leg straighten. Keep it bent. Inhale in. Breathe right into these little intercostals in here. And exhale. Start to come down. Hands at your hips. Back foot in halfway and over to the side. And don't worry, if anybody needs to take a break at any time, just come sit down on the floor or stand and shake it out and watch. All right, so pyramid on this side. Square up your hips, legs long and muscles active without locking out that front or back knee. Straight and active, not locked. And then pull your hips back, flat back. All right. As far as you can, without allowing yourself to round. Another day, another time. And then if you want to make it harder, reach out. But you want to make sure your shoulders stay level with the ground. Try not to twist. You got it. Breathe steady through these. No holding your breath. That doesn't help us get anywhere. Doesn't help us improve. Good. One more inhale. And exhale. Bend your knees. Hands to the floor. Step both feet forward. Shake out your legs. Good. Round completely. Bend at the knees. And then roll up one vertebrae at a time. So I like to inhale slowly as I stand, taking my blood pressure with me. Everybody arrives up here at the same time. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Good. Exhale your palms down into this heart space right here where your thumbs are right at your sternum. Take a nice little breath here and feel all that work going on in you. It's kind of cool. Good. Arms out to the side on an inhale, and then exhale, swan dive down. Good. Step back into plank. Nice and tight. Lower down to the knees, chin, and chest. Good. Inhale, cobra. Sliding the shoulders away from your ears, pushing down into the tops of your feet. And then exhale, tuck your toes, hips lift, down dog. And now if anybody during any of those vinyasas needs to chill out, child's pose. It's always a good substitution for the vinyasa, okay? So from here, press down, lift your right foot up, and if you're not doing that, just flick your right foot forward to the front of your mat. Back foot down at 45 degrees. Inhale your arms up nice and high. Warrior one. So we've done this, right? So now you're comfortable in this warrior one position. Slide your arms down into cactus. So I'm keeping my tailbone tucked under. I'm not arching, right? Hopefully not. Nope. All right. Cactus arms. Elbows are drawn back to open up through the pecs. Active fingers. Active mid-back. Holding this position. Straighten your back leg. Hold it. Nice long belly breaths. We're doing all of these little corrections with intention. Okay. All right, now again, I'm going to switch sides so you can see what I'm doing. So from warrior one, we're now going to turn into warrior two. Open up the torso, adjust the legs, making sure the front thigh stays open, and now extend your arms out. Okay, just like last time. Flip your palm up, pull your fingertips down, stretch out the forearms and the fingers. I'm actually widening my fingers out. And then I want you to curl your fingers in, tuck your wrists, muscle beach, all the way in, lift your elbows up on the inhale. And then as you exhale, lower down and out and extend, fingers down. 2 more times, curl your fingers, curl your wrists, curl it up. I know, right? And then exhale, lower it down, arms extend, only to horizontal, fingertips down. Inhale, curl it up, curl it in, all the way up. Last exhale, all the way out. Good. And if you need to, shake out your arms. Give them a little bit of blood flow. All right. These are the little details that you can always add in. If you're not invited to do it, you always are welcome to anyway. All right. So coming back into our warrior two arms, flip your front palm and place that forearm on your knee. All right. So this leg creates a shelf if you have a long enough stance. And if you don't, still just put it there. All right. Get it close to it and place your hand on it. That works. Okay. Flipping that front palm, creating space by opening the top shoulder to open the rib cage. And then if your shoulder will do it, if your arms will do it, extend overhead. And if they don't, you can always place your hand just at your lower back. Keeping this top shoulder nice and happy is the important. All right. So holding this pose, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Fancy schmancy, I know it. Open it up and breathe. Trying not to slump onto that front shoulder. We're not just hanging out here. You're lifting and using that core I know that you have to lift up and create space along that rib cage. Okay. 1 more breath in. Good. And exhale. Slowly start to roll down, placing your knee on the floor. Okay. So now you're going to place your left hand to the inside of your front foot. Right, very familiar movement here. But then I'm going to rotate facing my front thigh. Oh, I know you've done these. This is actually a yoga pose. And inhale up. Okay, again, focusing on that shoulder, so I can always go here if I need to, focusing on that rotation more than the arm. The arm is garnish. And then if you feel like you want this a little harder, tuck your back toe, press out, and then extend the arm. Keeping the hips low, so not here. Okay, nice and low. Good. And then exhale that hand down. Step forward. Shake out your legs. Good. Step back into plank. Now we can lower it down, or you can, now I know, we're starting to do some work now. So you can sit down into child's pose if you would like, or we can move through our vinyasa. So I'll demonstrate the vinyasa. So chin, chest, and knees. Snake it out. Inhale up, cobra. Nice active cobra here. Breathe wide. And then exhale, tabletop into down dog by pressing the mat away and creating space for my neck and shoulders. That's it. This should feel like you're getting a little deeper into this down dog every single time you do it. Try to spin your arms inside of your elbow crease towards each other without letting them bow out. We are not bulldogs, right? All right. So left leg, inhale up. Exhale, bring that left leg forward to the front of your mat. Back foot down, 45 degrees. We are inhaling our arms into warrior one with cactus. Okay. So always, this one always invites an arch back. So knit your ribs in, pull these kids down. Keep your tailbone tucked under. I almost feel a little bit more warrior-y in this one than I do in regular warrior one. All right. Warrior two is coming. So open up and extend those arms. Flip your palms up. Pull your fingertips down towards the floor. Stretch out all of that fascia there. And then curl it up. Oh yeah, we're doing this again. Curl your wrists, mountain muscle beach, elbows up. And then exhale, reach it back out. Now, if you're comfortable, you can look at your own front hand while you do this. So inhale, curl it, lift it, exhale back out. Good. One more time. Curl. Finding a stretch all the way through the back of your wrists as you move. Last one. Exhale it out. Good. All right. Bring your hands back to normal. Front hand flips. Place a forearm on your front thigh or your hand. And then look up at the ceiling, looking up at your right hand. Tuck your seat under. Lean your right shoulder back just a little bit. So I'm like squished between these two planes of glass. Nothing's getting stuck out of position. Right? Lift and reach like you're holding onto an imaginary rope. Inhale in. Nice. You got it, you guys. And then exhale. Slowly start to bring that right arm down. Back knee to the floor. Right hand to the inside of the foot. Reach and open up. Get that twist now in the opposite direction. If you want it to be harder, again, extend up onto that back toe. Good. Tuck your hip in. Reach open more. Breathe in. Good. One more breath. And exhale it down. Good. All right. So now we are going to bring our foot forward, shake out your legs, and come to a seated position on the floor. So my yoga teacher had told me once, for these long poses where you feel like you get into it and you're just starting to shake, she said that the pose doesn't start until you want to get out of it. So the idea is to get into it, get uncomfortable, and then hold on. Get comfortable with the discomfort of it. I'm not doing that to you today, I don't think. All right. So first things first, both legs out in front of you. Toes to the ceiling. There you go, you can see what I'm doing. Hi, toes. All right, so I want you to take your right foot and you're going to place it on the mat in front of you. Now, if you need to sit up on a cushion to lift your hips a little bit higher, by all means do so. You can also put a cushion underneath this knee if it doesn't go straight. Okay, so if it doesn't straighten, that's totally okay, but just try to support that or keep it in mind for next time. Okay, so I'm sitting up nice and tall. Don't mind me shifting around. I'm just trying to get you angles. You stay where you are. All right, so I'm going to hug this knee in, get a nice long spine through the crown of my head, right? There's a theme here. And then I'm going to use my left hand to hug around my thigh to assist the twist. Find out where you're comfortable twisting to, okay? Couple of options. Place your right hand behind you on the floor, flat palm. This actually keeps your spine a little bit longer and straighter than you thought. Okay, nice and tall. And now if this is comfortable, stay here. If you would like it to be a little bit more challenging, use your own muscle tension to keep that knee in. Inhale your right arm, your left arm up, and then insert that elbow into that hip crease. I know, so you'll always have a place that you can go forward, and there's always a place that you can go and modify a little bit backwards. All right, so you get to choose. All right, so looking up nice and tall, active fingers, looking back over your right shoulder. Inhale in nice and tall. Exhale, press into that thigh, just a little bit more of a twist. Good. Inhale in. And then slowly exhale. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to undo this arm. Gently bring this arm back around the front. Straighten out my leg. Give them a little bit of a zhuzh. And then gentle. I get that right through the shoulder blades. Little gentle twist in the other direction. Gentle. Remember, this is nice. We're being partners with our body here. All right. So now left foot. Place it flat on the mat. Hug it in to look straight. We're nice and organized. Start to exhale, pull that thigh towards the midline as I rotate and place my left hand behind my left hip. All right. Take a breath here to assess whether you want to go deeper. Well, if your body wants to go deeper, all right, so you might hug that thigh into the midline, inhale the right arm, and then exhale the elbow in. Only if you can create the space, and feel free to move whatever you need to. All right, to always figure out these poses. There's no shame in that. Okay. Nice, tall, long spine without squinching into the back shoulder. And exhale. Good. Slowly come back around. Oh yeah, people have to move things all the time. Right? We have to keep our knees bent, shift things, move boobs, move legs, move hips, whatever you need to do. Okay? It's just our own. All right. So now we're going to make that a little bit different. Bring your right foot in, place it flat on the floor, and try to grab your own foot. Now, this is where you may need a towel, that towel or the belt if you would like to use one of those. So let's say I have one of these bands. All right. I can place it around my foot and then hold on to the band. All right. It's just one hand. Otherwise, just hold on. Okay. So I'm going to get back into a very similar position. So inhale, twist, place my right hand on the ground behind me, press my foot into my hand just a little bit. So there's a little bit of play right there. Okay, 50-50. And then I'm going to reach my arm behind me the best that I can, keeping this shoulder happy. So I'm not rotating down, thumb up. Reach. Now, as you start to reach, kick. So you might find, I know this, we're going to do a fun one. You can always keep your foot on the ground. That's cool. But if you press into your hand, try to find that balance between your foot, if your foot's up here or wherever. You want to find that balance for you. Lengthen through your spine, lift through the pelvis, and then stretch it out. All right, I'm just going to keep it here. Remember, you don't do what I do. You do what you do. Breathing steady. I love this one. I don't know why. And then exhale, bend at the knee, back hand to the ground. Go ahead and just kind of, thank you, leg. All right, you can make fun of me on Facebook later. It's cool. All right, left foot on the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Press, get your band, especially if you have one leg that's different than the other, or grab your foot. I'm grabbing the outside of my foot. I'm grabbing my pinky toe. Start to twist around. Reach your arm behind you. Now you know where we're going. Reach your arm behind you. Try to reach to the wall behind you as you kick into that 50-50. Start to reach, start to press, keep going until you find your spot. And then hold. Upright through the crown of your head. Breathe steady. 2 breaths. Awesome. And then exhale, slowly start to bend the knee, bring the hand down, find your balance, don't fall, or if you do, just laugh at yourself and move on. All right. So now we've got that. Roll your shoulders, whatever you need for that one. And we're going to come to a laying position on your mat. So make sure you can still hear me or see me. We're going to do some bridge poses. A little bit different than what we usually do at the gym. Okay. So we're using, you know where we're headed, but we're going to add a yoga twist to it. Okay. So if you want the ab exercise version, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time as slowly as you possibly can. Join us on the floor. All right. So I think you can see me up. All right. So I am going to place my feet on the floor in line with my hip bones. So my feet are not stuck together. They're about hip width apart. Not imaginary hip width, normal hip width. Okay. So it happens a lot. That's why I just point that out. All right. I should be able to, hopefully, somewhat reach my heels from here. That's a good distance so that my heels are underneath my knees. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the tension. I can squeeze my legs towards each other, but they're not going to, I don't want to squeeze them together so they actually are squeezing together. I just want the muscle tension to act that way. All right. Like magnets. All right. So from here, I know we're going to get this going. All right. So lift your hips just enough to interlace your fingers underneath your butt. Okay. So I'm interlacing my fingers. And now I'm going to draw my elbows together. So they're underneath me. Oh yeah. And then I'm going to draw my shoulder heads together. So I am laying on the entirety of my arm on the floor. And if this is too much for your shoulders or anything else, just keep your hands down by your sides. Okay. So now I'm laying on those arms and I am going to press down through my feet, lift my hips as I push down into the floor with my arms. Now, as I do this, I'm inhaling and looking at the ceiling, keeping a space between my chin and my chest. I have a long, happy neck. Press your shins to the front of the room to help you lift your hips and open your lung space, your heart space. Inhale your sternum to the back of the room. If you were confused, come on down and look at what we're doing. And then as you exhale, I know it might be starting to burn now. Start to move your hands out to the side and lower from your shoulders one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Awesome work. All right, so a little knee drop to the left, a little knee drop to the right. All right. Nice. So we're going to do that one more time for 4 breaths. Okay. So if you are not doing the hands under your hips method, hands out to your side, full palm on the floor. Otherwise, lift your hips, interlace fingers, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. It's a shoulder blade squinch for sure. Long neck, very important. So not this. This. You should have a normal voice. Lift your hips. Push through the soles of your feet. You should feel your big toe engaged to the ground as much as your pinky toe. And your heel, yes, yes. Inhale up through the whole top arch of this bridge. Inhale in. Press your arms down into the ground. One more breath in. I think that's 4. And then exhale, hands out, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Awesome. Little windshield wipers, knees to the right, knees to the left, if that feels good. Stupendous. All right, so now roll over to your right-hand side and then just press your way up. It is now time for a couch cushion. I'm going to start to chill out now. So I'm going to grab, you can grab 1, you can grab 2. I'll show you what we're doing. And then you can play with your couch cushions as much as you need to. You might need 2, you might need 3, who knows. I'm going to start here. These all the couch cushions. All right, so I'm going to go start to the left. I am going to sit on my left hip. Don't worry too much about the foot position, but if you were desperately curious, my right calf is sitting in the arch of my left foot. So they're comfortable. There's no bones bouncing into bones and all that jazz. All right. So I have all the cushions stacked up here. Twist over as much as you can. So you might have to shift your hips a little bit. That's absolutely fine. Twist your pillows, whatever. I am going to try to square my shoulders up with over the top of the cushion. And then I'm going to try to lengthen starting down here at my lower back, one vertebrae at a time, as I walk my way forward to lengthen and lower down onto these cushions. All right. And then adjust so you don't feel like you're going to fall off them, because this isn't a perfect science without the usual yoga bolster, right? All right. So here, I want you to tuck and look in the direction of your knees first. All right. So adjust until you feel comfortable. Yes, this is meant to be comfortable. This is not meant to be tense. So now if you feel like you want a little bit more of a stretch than that, what you do is you look up and you look towards your left side. Okay. So choose which version is best for you and your neck. And then I am watching the clock, everybody. So don't you panic about time. I want you to find this position relaxing. Adjust yourself so that you can fully release into this pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink into this supported twist. With each breath, you relax just a little bit more. With each exhale, you get a little bit more of a gentle twisting, finding a little bit more space, a little bit more rotation. That's it. Deep breath in. Breathe wide through your belly button. Exhale, belly button to spine. Good. One more deep inhale through your lower back. It's all visionary. And then exhale out slowly, belly button to spine. Good. All right. So as we start to come out and switch sides, first look down at the pillow. So first we pay attention to our neck and make sure that that's even. Then I'm going to press down through the palms of my hands and come up to a seated position. Now this part's magic. Okay. Don't lift the pillows and put it on the other side. You are just simply going to sit up, switch your hips over to the other side, and re-engage over here. All right. So if done correctly and smoothly, you just end up on the other side like magic. Okay. So again, get your pillows organized. Both palms to the floor on either side of your cushion. Slowly elongate from your lower back. Start to lean forward over the tops of your cushions. Turn your chin so your right ear is now on the pillow. Take a breath. And if that is comfortable and you want to go a little bit deeper, turn and try to place your left ear on the mat. Find the one that you want to be in for this next minute. Take a nice deep breath once you've found your pose. And then exhale, sink into it. Don't worry, I've got you. Yeah, just keep breathing. What I meant about breathing into your lower back is you envision a balloon in your lumbar. And every time you breathe in, that balloon fills up and creates a little bit more tension, a little bit more expansion, a little bit more space, a little bit more relaxation in that area. All right? It's just another example of connecting our mind with our breath and our body. So one more inhale. Breathe wide. Exhale to release any tension in that space. Good. So very slowly start to bring your chin back to neutral. Slowly start to press your way back up to a seated position. All right. And then come to a regular seated position where you can see me. All right. So now there's a couple of versions of this one that I would like you to do. You're going to start with a slightly wider forward fold. Pants. Okay. You are going to need your cushions, so don't get rid of those. Saw some of you trying to put them away. All right. So again, if your hamstrings are tight, consider something that you can put under them next time. So you'd be doing this pose here, where you can keep that bowl of your pelvis upright and from sloshing everything out. All right. So now, finding that medium wide stance, something that's not as severe as straightforward and not as severe as a full forward split. If you can do that, that's awesome, but we're not doing that today. Sitting up nice and tall, long spine. Inhale your arms up, and then exhale from the hip socket practically. Move forward with a flat back. All right, so I still have a long neck, and I'm reaching, and let's say this is as far as I can go. Now I can place my hands on the floor. Now I can round my back. And this is where we take a pillow and prop it. So that way I am getting the full stretch that I am able. And that is comfortable, not too excessive. And I'm supporting my torso with this cushion. And you are always welcome to get creative. So comfortable. All right. So from this forward fold, take a nice deep breath. Inhale all the way up from the heel of your foot, through your calves, back of the knee, hamstring, glutes, lower back, spine, mid back, back of the neck, crown of the head. And exhale, forward fold, and smush into your pillow. Continue breathing nice and relaxed. Relax your neck. And if you can't, find a way that you can support this position so that you can. Okay. All right. Inhale in from the heel all the way up. Exhale, fold. Relax everything. Keep inhaling through the back body. Exhaling. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last inhale here. Good. All right, so as you start to inhale next time, use your hands, gently press your way back up, no sudden movements. Bring the cushions off to the side. And we are going into Shavasana. Again, I am watching the time, so don't you worry about it. Sitting up nice and tall, roll back easily. And if you need support underneath your knees, if you're more comfortable keeping your knees bent in a fully laying position, go ahead and lay down. You can also lay on the couch if you're laying down on the floor is not great for you. All right, so for this position, I'm just demonstrating the knees supported. You can lay flat. Okay, allow your legs to relax and your feet to splay open. All right, so gather your shoulder blades just ever so gently behind you and allow your arms to fan out. Take a nice inhale through your middle. And as you exhale, imagine your bones sinking into the floor. Okay. Keep your eyes shut. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Now, as you breathe here, this isn't just a sleeping pose. You're meant to stay completely still in Shavasana. So whenever you feel a tickle or a little urge to shift or move or twitch, we look at it, but don't do it. For today, I want you to think about all the stretching that you did. And as we lay here in Shavasana, I want you to feel the change taking effect. Imagining that you never go back to being as tight as you were before we started class today. Inhale in. Exhale, almost solidify those changes molecularly, energetically. Inhale again. Exhale with a sound. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale. Good. So inhale your arms up, reach them past your head, the crown of your head. Reach like, this is like a TV I'm waking up pose. So point your toes, reach your arms up, take a full deep breath in, full body stretch. Yawn if you want, and then exhale, roll over to your right and slowly press your way up to a seated position to face me. Sit up tall. And just for the closing for today, bring your hands together at heart space. Rub your hands together. Feel the heat there. Press your hands in so your thumbs are touching your own heart space. Feel your own heartbeat for just a moment. Express just a heartbeat's worth of gratitude for that your heart is beating and that we are able to spend time together. And on your next breath, as you start to inhale, feel that gratitude, feel the love for yourself, for your friends, your family, whoever it is, for everyone possibly. And then as you exhale, imagine that love and that gratitude radiating out to all the people that it affects. Like a little heart beam to all the people that you love. Just shoot that love right out to everybody. We all need it right now. So we're going to do it. One more time. Inhale. Feel the love. Seated. It's glowing. It's ready. And then energetically shoot it out to everyone. Imagine each of those people that you just hit with that little love bit, just smiling, knowing that they are loved by you. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today for our first yoga class. I'm so excited. So hopefully I get to see you next Thursday. And if you have any questions about any of these poses or any of the things that we did today, please reach out. All right? Thanks for being here today, guys. Take care.